what it do. And grab first Kings, grab first Kings 2. So,
how's that look? Is that too short?
Nah, we good.
All right. If it needs to go higher when you go live, just set it back up.
You may go live or is it I'm
Come on, you can go live.
hey, corner walk, come in a little bit. Come in right there. Check the feed.
Come on, go live. Hey, Shalom.
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom, GMS Charlotte back at you live in effect. All right. Before we get started with this live camp, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught us this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers.
Shalom.
All right, so hey, we're going to get into it, man. All right. A righteous government is soon to come, right? We're coming in at a time where the elect, the house of David, which is going to be that government in the next life to come, all right, is going to be established forever. As the scriptures tell us, King David's throne is an everlasting throne, all right? And really the kingdom of heaven is really an extension of David's throne, all right, which was pushed through Solomon, which we know who Solomon is in the spirit, right? So we're going to talk about that because, hey, we're coming into that shift. Because really the true new world order, so to speak.
Yeah, the transition.
The real transition is going to be what? Under the house of David, man. There you go, man. The true righteous government under Yahweh Shai, man. The Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, all right, King David the 12 and 144,000, man, right? Who are going to rule this world in righteousness for eternity, man. So we're going to talk about that, man. You see? So let's start off with 2 Samuel 7th chapter, because I was reading some stuff going into the family of God, and some of the stuff that I was reading, speaking on the family of God, the true family of God, it all goes back to the house of David, man. You see what I'm saying? We're going to pull out some definitions on that, too.
Can we bring that definition out real quick?
Go ahead.
Can you bring that monarchy back real quick? The definition of monarchy is actually going into what the elders about to start off, man.
Yep.
But after that would die, the true government that will be ruling over the planet Earth for eternity.
Yeah.
All right, got it.
Read
It
loud.
says monarchy, a form of government with a monarch at the head. It says the monarch and royal family of a country.
Ooh, it said a monarch or royal family of a country. That royal family is who? The house of David.
Yep.
But Yahweh, the 12 tribes of Israel, man.
Yep.
That's the next ruling class that will be ruling for eternity, man.
Yeah, this is a key component of prophecy that can't be ignored, man. This is the true government that's going to be established.
That's
right?
right.
So let's start off with 2 Samuel and then let the spirit roll, man.
This is 2 Samuel 7:1. And it came to pass when the king sat in his house, and Yahweh had given him rest round about from all his enemies, that the king said unto Nathan the prophet, See now, I dwell in the house of cedar, but the ark of the Most High dwells within curtains. And Nathan said to the king, Go, do all this in thine heart, for Yahweh is with thee. And it came to pass that night that the word of Yahweh came unto Nathan, saying, Go and tell my servant David, Thus said Yahweh, Shalt thou build me an house for me to dwell in?
God.
Whereas I have not dwelt in any house since the time that I brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, even to this day.
Yep.
But have walked in a tent and in a tabernacle, in all the places wherein I have walked with all the children of Israel, spake I a word with any of the tribes of Israel, whom I commanded to feed my people Israel.
That's right.
Saying, Why build ye not me an house of cedar? Now therefore, so shalt thou say unto my servant David, Thus said Yahweh of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people, over Israel.
All right, so King David was set up rightful king over Israel. Go ahead.
And I was with thee whithersoever thou wentest, and have cut off all thine enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel.
Right, now this is right, when we're reading right here, this is going to be fulfilled in this lifetime now.
That's right.
Read on.
And will plant them that they may dwell in their place of their own.
That's the kingdom, man. Where the scripture said that Israel shall dwell alone safely.
Yep.
Right?
It says, and move no more, neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them anymore, as before
And
time.
who is that? The Edomites, man. The children of wickedness. Read on.
Verse 11, and since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, I have caused thee to rest from all thine enemies. Also Yahweh telleth thee that he will make thee an house. And when that days be fulfilled,
So he's going to establish his house, establish his family line, man. Right? Which I was mentioning earlier about the true family. Right? I was reading some scholarship on that. The true family of God going back to the house of David, man. Because remember, the elect, all right, is regarded as true Israel, man. All right, the Israel of the Most High. Galatians 6 and 16. Right? That's the true family of the Most High. Read that again.
verse 11, and since the time that I commanded judges to be over Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thine enemies, also Yahweh telleth thee that he will make thee an house.
Yeah, establish your family, make thee a house, man. The house of David. Read on.
Verse 12, and when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels.
Which shall proceed out of thy bowels, all right? Your descendants.
Lineage.
Your lineage. Right? Read on.
And I will establish his kingdom.
Now, go on the blue letter, right? And look up house, right? Just want to touch some key points there. Right in verse,
Is it in,
verse
11?
Verse 11, yeah.
verse-
Look up that word house. Right? When you pull it up, I'll read it out. Okay? It's a true house going back to the house of God, right? So it says the point. House or home house as containing a family. Household, family. Those belonging to the same household. Family of descendants. Descendants as organized body. You see that?
Hey, that lines up with Apostle Paul said, man, in Romans, man. He said, my brothers, my kinsmen, according to the flesh,
That's
man,
it.
who are Israelites.
Right.
Man.
Family of descendants as organized body. And that organized body is what? The government, man. Right?
That harmonious arrangement.
That's it. You know? The establishment of the house of David. Read it on. I just want to get a little bit more here. Right? Is this the key? This is the true family of God here. All right? That the Lord is about to set up. Right? Bear with me real quick. All right, it says the house of God, i.e. temple. Right? It says, right? Dwelling, abode, habitation, tabernacle. All right? House of servants. Right? Those sprung from any family, descendants, offspring, or progeny. All right? That's the elect.
Yep.
Right? It says the race of David. Come on, man. And that's the house that the Lord is going to set up, that he promised that he was going to establish forever, man.
That's that monarchy.
That's it.
That's that ruling class government.
That's the government that's coming, man.
Yep.
And Lord willing, it's the men that you see standing right before you,
That's right.
right? That are prophesied on the four corners of the world, man. You know, the Lord has erected those dry bones, going back to the elect, the house of David, man. What you had,
I got a precept. This is Matthew 12 and 46. It says, while he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him.
Yep.
Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him, that told him, who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and my sister and mother.
Speak on that.
So that's the family, man.
Yep.
Those who are doing the will of the Most High, man.
Right, that's
Pushing
right.
his word.
John,
Right? That's the family, man.
And that's very spiritual, because when you go into the account, Yahweh Shah had two brothers that was teaching, Jude and James, and also he had 2 other brothers that wasn't teaching, man. So that was very spiritual as he said that, man. And that, he was giving a distinction of his true family line, man.
Yep. Right. Yep. Go back to that 2 Samuel. Read on down to 16.
This is 2 Samuel 7 and 12. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels.
Right, which was Solomon. Read on.
And I will establish his kingdom.
Yep, go ahead.
Verse 13. He shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever.
Right. Solomon's kingdom, which was peace, 40 years?
Yep.
Right, 40 years of peace. Read on.
Verse 14. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men.
Read 13 again.
Verse 13. He shall build an house for my name.
That's right.
And I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever.
And I will establish his throne, his kingdom forever. All right, speaking on Solomon, but we know that this parable here is a dark parable. This is really speaking on Yahweh, man. Right? Who was Solomon in what? In the reincarnation. Right? He said that he was going to establish Solomon's throne forever, man. Because what? The kingdom of heaven is what? The extension of David's throne, right? Which was pushed through Solomon, which we know that Solomon was Yahweh, man. Right?
Hey, I got a real quick.
God.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 6. And when therefore he come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And they was asking who? Yahweh Shah. Will he now restore the kingdom to Israel, man? Because that's showing that they know back in the ancient world, they knew that the kingdom of heaven, which was the kingdom of Israel, man. And that's what we are seeking to come for now, man. That's what we're speaking on, man. The house of David, man.
That's the true order, the true government that's going to be established, man. Because David's throne was established through Solomon. Right? Read on.
Verse 13. He shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever.
Forever. So this couldn't be talking about Solomon, right? Solomon's kingdom was what? 40 years,
40
right?
years. King David's kingdom was 40 years.
There you go. So this is a dark parable here. This is foreshadowing Yahweh, man. Read on.
Verse 14. I will be his father, and he shall be my son.
I will be his father, and he shall be my son. Right? Read on.
If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men.
Right. So Solomon wasn't beaten. He wasn't chastised with the rod of men. Right? So this, like I said, this is a dark parable here, man. This is dealing with Yahweh, man, because it said if he committed iniquity, right? Read on.
It says, if he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men.
Right, because ultimately what? Yahweh had to pay for the sins of what? Of him being Solomon.
Yep.
Because remember, Solomon went off.
Yep.
Right? Yep. Prove that. Go to 1 Kings. Go to 1 Kings 11 and read 1 through 6. Right?
God. This 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, the woman of the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Edomites, the Zidonians, the Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come into you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Yep. Solomon cleaved unto these in love, and he had 700. He had 700 wives, princes, and 300 concubines.
Right. So first of all right, Solomon didn't go off because he had many wives.
Nah.
Right? He went off because what? He started worshiping the gods of these heathens.
He started cleaving to
these nations' idols, man. Read on.
And his wives turned away his heart.
Any more?
For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after the other gods.
See?
And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his power.
Right, so that's when Solomon went off. So let's go back. Right? So ultimately, as we were reading here, Yahweh he had to pay for that, man.
Yep.
I got a quick piece of
what you got?
Beautiful. Yep.
This is Exodus 34 and 7. It says, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children unto the third and fourth generation. You know, see, that's reincarnation. You know, we got to pay for our past transgressions as well in our past lives. So Yahweh Shai, he paid for his transgressions when he was King Solomon.
Yep. That's it.
Going back to Samuel, 2 Samuel 7 and 14. I will be his father, and he shall be my son.
Yeah, because Solomon is Yahweh Shai, man. Yep. Read on.
If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men. Verse 15. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee.
Yep, read on.
And thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever.
Right, thy throne shall be established forever. Go to get that one in Isaiah, right? Was it Isaiah the 9th chapter? Right, I'll get it real quick. Right, just to make that point. And then hold Psalms 89.
I think it's Isaiah. Con, I got it. Is it? You want the
Start
Isaiah
at 6.
9,
Yeah, start at 6 and read down to 8.
Con, this is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his
And
shoulder.
the government shall be upon his shoulder. Who is this speaking about? This is speaking about Yahweh Shai, man. Read on.
And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
Yep.
Of the increase of his government, and peace shall be no end.
Right, so the kingdom of heaven shall be no end. Right? Read on.
God. Upon the throne of David.
Upon the throne of David, man, because ultimately what? The Messiah, Yahweh Shai, came out of the line of David. Right?
You read that in the book of Matthew, the first chapter.
Yep.
And it says, and upon his kingdom to order it and to establish it, the judgment and with the just, with henceforth even forever. The zeal of Yahweh of hosts will perform this.
Right.
The Lord sent a word unto Jacob, and it have lightened upon Israel.
Right, there you go, man. So that, hey, so Yahweh Shai, all right, you got Yahweh Shai, you got King David, you got the 12, and you got the 144,000. That's going to be the righteous government in the kingdom to come, man. You see that? Yeah, the ruling class that's going to rule this earth forever, man. Right? Now go to Psalms 89 and start at verse 34 and read on down.
I got it.
Come on.
This is Psalm 89, verse 34.
Right, because King David's throne is an everlasting throne.
Yep. It says, are you going to say something?
No, you got it.
Okay. Verse 34, it says, my covenant will not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips.
Right. So that the Lord ain't going to change. The Lord doesn't change.
The Lord change not.
Right, go ahead.
Once I have sworn by my holiness that I will not lie unto David.
That's it. Woo. Go ahead.
His seed shall endure forever.
His seed shall endure forever, man. You see that? That's the true family. That's the true family line, man. Right? Read on.
And his throne as a son before me.
Right, because the sun is never going to go away, right?
Right.
Read on.
It says, verse 37, it shall be established forever as the moon, and as faithful witness in heaven, Selah.
Read on.
Verse 38, but thou hast cast off and abhorred, thou hast been wroth with thine anointed, thou hast made void the covenant of thy servant, thou hast profaned his crown by casting it to the ground, thou hast broken down all his hedges, thou hast brought his stronghold to ruin.
Khan, you know what? We jumped up. Salakia. Same chapter, read 26. I wanted to read 26 up to that point, but we could do it here. Give me 26, then read up to 36, Salakia.
This is Psalm 89 and 26.
Just to make the point.
He shall cry unto me, thou art my father, my power, and the rock of my salvation.
That's right.
Also, want me to skip down already?
No, read down. Continue to read.
Verse 27. Also, I will make him my firstborn, higher than the kings of the earth.
That's right. Read on.
My mercy will I keep for him forevermore.
Yeah, the mercies of David. The sure mercies of David. Read on.
And my covenant shall stand fast with him.
Right, so the covenant between the Most High and David was never broken.
Ooh, can we get that? Hey, Jeremiah 33. Finish this point, and then we'll jump back.
Come.
Finish your point. Jeremiah 33.
Verse 28. My mercy will I keep for him forevermore, and my covenant shall stand fast with him.
That's right.
Verse 29. His seed also will I make to endure forever, and his throne as the days of heaven.
You see that? His seed, going back to the true family line, his descendants, his lineage, his seed also will I make to endure forever. It says, in his throne as the days of heaven. You see? Read on.
If his children forsake my law and walk not in my judgments, if they break my statutes and keep not my commandments, then will I visit their transgression with the rod and their iniquity with stripes.
Yep, go ahead.
Nevertheless, my loving kindness will I not utterly take from him, nor suffer my faithfulness to fail.
Right, because the Lord said he would not alter the thing that's going out from his lips. Right? Read on.
My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips.
There you go. Read on.
Once I have sworn by my holiness that I will not lie unto David.
That I will not lie unto David. Read on. Because at the end, right, when the kingdom of heaven is set up, his family line, the house of David, is what's going to be established. That's the true family of God.
That's the lineage.
That's the lineage. Yep. Ultimately, what? That's true Israel, man. Right? And Lord willing, we are part of the elect.
Yep, that's what we're seeking.
Because
joint heirs.
There you go. Because salvation is what? To the elect.
Yeah. And
right?
the elect comes through that lineage, man. Through that bloodline.
That's the government that's about to be set up, man. That's being set up now.
Yep.
The Lord said what? That I should set them in order before thine eyes.
Yep. The house of David.
There you go. Read on.
Verse 36. His seed shall endure forever, and his throne as the sun before me.
Right. Read the last verse.
37.
Yep.
It shall be established forever.
It shall be established forever, man. Right? David's throne shall be established forever. Read on.
It shall be established forever as the moon, and as a faithful witness in heaven. Selah.
Hey, and this reiterates what the elder brothers was going into, man. Jeremiah 33 started verse 14 to read down to
Jeremiah chapter 33, verse 14. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will perform that good thing which I have promised unto the house of Israel and to the house of Judah.
That's what we're speaking on, man. The kingdom of heaven, the Bayat Dawadah, restoring the house of David. Keep going.
In those days and at that time, I will cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David, and he shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land.
And that's talking about who? Yahweh Shah, man. Keep going.
In those days shall Judah be saved.
God, could the scripture say the test of Judah shall be saved first, man? And we know that the lineage of Yahweh Shah comes from who? Judah. And King David was what? He comes out of that lineage as well, man. Yep. Keep going.
And Jerusalem shall dwell safely.
Hey, backing up what we were speaking on, man.
That's right.
Hey, Israel shall dwell safely alone. Keep going.
And this is the name wherewith she shall be called the Lord of our righteousness. For thus saith the Lord, David shall never want a man to sit upon the throne of the house of Israel.
God, showing that the throne of David will not be disannulled, man. Keep going.
Beautiful. Yep. So this is what we're telling you. This is the government that's coming, man.
Yep.
Right?
The Lord said he does what? Everything at decency and order, man. And everything has been set in order right before you people's eyes, man.
That's it.
It's Jeremiah 33 and 17 in the NLT. For this is what the Lord says. David will have a descendant sitting on the throne of Israel forever.
Woohoo! Man, come on, man. That's plain as day right there.
Who is that? Yahweh Shah, man.
That's right. Coming right at that same lineage.
Verse 18. Neither shall the priest of the Levites want a man before me to offer burnt offerings and to kindle meat offerings and to do sacrifice continually.
Because we know through the Spirit, Yahweh Shah was that ultimate sacrifice, man. That's right. He was the ultimate sacrifice, that the lawless sacrifice was done away with, man. Keep going.
And the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, if ye can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night,
That's right.
and that there should be not day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with David my servant.
Right. So it said, read that again?
Lining up what you was going to
Read that again?
Yep.
If ye may break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night.
Right. So the Lord said, if you could break my covenant with the day and night, hey, we still have the day every day, and we still have night every night, man.
Yep.
Right?
Just like the sun.
That's it. Go ahead.
and that there should not be day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with David my servant.
That's not going to happen. Right? That's why we said that the throne of David, the kingdom of heaven, is a pivotal part of prophecy here, man. The establishment of the Lord's government, which is the true family, is a crucial piece of prophecy here, man.
Yeah, and it's short, and that's something these Christians don't speak on, man.
These are the kings that's about to reign,
That's
man.
right. Why aren't the Christian church speaking on that, man? That's a heavy key of prophecy, man. The throne of David being reestablished, man.
Yes.
Is David in the land of Israel now? Where is he at?
Right.
Because it's showing that they don't fit the prophecies.
Right,
man.
and these devils, the 48ers in Israel, right? They're going about building a physical third temple,
Yeah.
man. All right, where the real physical, the real third temple is spiritual, man.
Yeah,
Right, it's a spiritual tabernacle, and it starts with the Lord's men,
that's right.
right? Because essentially, what the Lord's men equate the kingdom of heaven, man,
That's
which
right.
ultimately is what the house of David,
House of
the
David.
elect,
Yeah.
right?
And the Lord said, "My temple dwell not my temple is not made by
Hands.
hands." Come on, man.
You see? Let's go to there. You had any more?
Just a little bit.
Go ahead.
Continuing on, verse 21. Then may also my covenant be broken with David my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites, the priests, my ministers.
And that's heavy. He said he should not have a son to reign upon his throne. And we know that Yahweh Shai, through the Spirit, is that son. Because when you go through Matthew, the first chapter,
The lineage.
it speaks on the lineage. Also, when you go in the book of Ruth, the 4th chapter, I think around like the 21st verse to the 22nd, it speaks on that lineage of David, man. Come on, man.
In Matthew 1st chapter, the first verse says, Yahweh Shai, son of King David. Man.
That's right.
man.
That's right. It's heavy, man.
Man,
And that's where you got this elite, man, out there doing some crazy shit like trying to block out the sun,
right.
Yep.
you know, trying to blow up the moon, trying to nuke the moon.
Opening portals and
Open
shit.
portals and shit, yeah.
All this to do, what was the Project Looking Glass?
Yeah.
All that madness to try to offset the prophecies.
You can't diss another prophecy.
You can't, man.
No.
This government, like the Elder Yashawamba said, this government that's going to be set up in the kingdom of heaven is going to be out of this world, man.
Yep.
144,000 men. The chosen, the elect, those who were predestined from the beginning of time, man. Right? This is that body of men.
Yep.
As we read it earlier in the definition of house, that family line is said as an organized body. You see? That's the government, man. Let's go to that. You had any more out? Let's go to that.
God, this is Psalms 132 and 10. For thy servant David's sake, turn not away the face of thine anointed.
That's it.
Verse 11. Yahweh has sworn in truth unto David. He will not turn from it.
He will not turn from it. He will not alter the thing that has gone out of his lips. Right? King David's throne is an everlasting throne.
Yep.
Right? He's gonna be back upon the throne again in the kingdom of heaven. Right? Under Yahweh Shai, man.
Yep.
You see? Read on.
Of the fruit of thy body will I set upon thy
The
throne.
Lord, the scriptures say of the fruit of thy body. What's the fruit of your body? Your lineage. The Lord said that he would establish, the descendants that came out of his bowels.
Oh man, you just bring it out, man. That's the spirit, man. That's the spirit. Yep.
This is Sirach chapter 45
Got it. I'm gonna have you read that again. I'm gonna get the precept.
and verse 25. According to the covenant made with David,
Yes.
son of Jesse, of the tribe of Judah, that the inheritance of the king should be to his posterity alone.
God.
Man,
Backing up with the
what
elder
is your
brothers.
posterity?
Yeah.
Your lineage.
Come on, man.
Meaning King David lineage, his lineage is gonna be set up.
Yeah.
They're gonna be the righteous government in the kingdom of
It
heaven,
said,
man.
it said alone. Come on, man. That's setting aside.
So when you have this understanding, you gotta ask yourself, well, who are these people?
Yeah.
Who are they?
Where they at?
Where are they at?
They right before you.
We
man.
right before you, Lord.
Lord
We the men.
Yeah. Apparatus.
Started with our leadership with the apostles and elders, the bishops, the brothers that you see on down, man. Right, that have been raised up in these last days as prophecy said would happen.
Yep. Yep.
Read on.
Starting from the top. According to the covenant made with David, son of Jesse, of the tribe of Judah,
Yep.
that the inheritance of the king should be to his posterity alone, So the inheritance of Aaron should also be unto his seed. The Most High give you wisdom in your heart to judge his people in righteousness, that their good things be not abolished, and that their glory may endure forever.
He said that good things be not abolished, man. So that's backing up the point, man. The house of David, the Bayah Dawadah, the righteous order is about to be set up. You can't abolish that, man. His word will not return to him in void, man. So the word is already sent out. Hey, it's already, he's gonna perform it, man.
Yeah. You can't ignore this prophecy.
No.
Right? This all pertains into what? The government that's going to be established in the kingdom to come.
Yeah, that's the government that's going to be set up in the kingdom of heaven, man.
Right.
Because the kingdom of heaven will have order. So, and with the order, it comes leadership. Man.
Exactly. Because who's so to speak, who's the government on this side?
Yeah.
The elite.
Yeah.
They're the ones that run the planet. So in the kingdom of heaven, the house of David are going to be the elite in righteousness, man.
That's right.
They're going to be the true righteous bankers, so to speak, man. Right? They're going to set order back in the earth. They're going to rule under the law, statute, commandments back in the earth, man. They're going to bring the world and the planet back to pure righteousness under Yahweh Shai, man.
God. And it makes sense, man, because you sit here and you look at, say, North Carolina. They have what, senators, they have governors, mayors, and they're all set up. So what more so the kingdom of heaven, man?
Exactly.
Who set them people up? So who's going to set the ones up in the kingdom of heaven in the righteous, man, the government body, man? Because you're going to have Israel's ruling in their own region, but through the Spirit, who's ruling over them? Come on, man, it makes sense.
It's going to be order.
It's going to be order, man.
Read verse 11 again and give me that precept.
This is Psalm 132, verse 11. Yahweh has sworn in truth unto David. He will not turn from it. Of the fruit of thy body will I set upon thy throne.
Of the fruit of thy body will I set upon the throne. Give me that.
Psalm 122, verse 3. Jerusalem is builded as a city and is compact together.
Yep. Jerusalem is built as a city, right? Because ultimately, what is the Lord doing? He's rebuilding Jerusalem, starting with his men.
It's a people before it's a
It's
place.
a people before it's a place, right? We are the kingdom of heaven, Lord willing. We are the elect, right? You got that one in Luke. Hold that. Neither say lo here, lo there, but the kingdom of heaven be within you, right? Luke 17 and verse 20, 21 in there. Read that again, Ox.
Psalm 122, verse 3. Jerusalem is builded as a city and is compact together.
That's right.
Whither the tribes go up, the tribes of Yahweh, unto the testimony of Israel, to give thanks unto the name of Yahweh. For
All right, read that again.
verse 5. There are set thrones of judgment, the thrones of the house of David.
The thrones of the house of David. There's no way around that, man. That's the body, that's the governing body that's going to rule, man. That's going to set order back on the planet Earth, man. That's going to rule the world in righteousness. Right? Anymore?
That's it.
That's it. Go back. Read down to 18. Yeah, give me that real quick.
So Luke chapter 17 and verse 21.
That's it.
Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you.
The kingdom of the Most High is within you. Meaning it starts with the Lord's men. O sons of men, ye I call. The Lord said that what? The flock of his people was men.
The congregation of my flock is men.
Come on, man. It ultimately starts with the Lord's men, the elect. That's the kingdom of heaven right there, man. You see? That was it, all right? Go back to that.
Psalm 132, verse 12. If thy children will keep my covenant and my testimony that I shall teach them, their children shall also sit upon thy throne forevermore.
Woo, man, did you see this? The true family line, man. Right? Read that again.
Verse 12.
That's why we out here fighting, man. This is why we out here fighting the good fight of faith, because Lord willing, we are those sons that are getting ready to be established forever on the throne, man. Right? What did Yahweh Shai tell Peter? Those who follow me in the regeneration, give me that too. Right? And I want you to look up that word regeneration. Right? Read that again.
Psalm 132 and 12. If thy children will keep my covenant and my testimony that I shall teach them, their children shall also sit upon thy throne forevermore.
The descendants, man. The descendants of David. Read on.
Verse 13. For Yahweh hath chosen Zion. He hath desired it for his habitation.
Right, the Lord has chose Zion. He hath desired it for his habitation, man. Right, the Lord dwells amongst Israel, man.
Yep.
Right, and no other nation. Joel 2:27.
Yep.
Right, it tells you that in Psalm 68. Matter of fact, give me that real quick. Psalm 68, and I believe it's like verse 18 or 19. That Israel is the mountain that the Lord chooses to dwell in. Right?
Also got a quick one. This is
Go ahead.
1 Kings 6:13. And I will dwell among the children of Israel, and will not forsake my people Israel.
That's right.
You know, showing you that he's going to dwell among us, man, in that day in the kingdom. And he's not going to forsake his elect. He's not going to forsake his chosen lineage, man. That house of David. Let me continue on.
15, read that real quick.
Con, this is Psalm section 68, verse 15. The hill of Yahweh is as the hill of Bashan. Is that Bashan?
Bashan.
Bashan, and high hill as the hill of Bashan. Why leap ye high hills? This is the hill which Yahweh desired to dwell in. Yeah, the Lord will dwell in it forever.
Read it again.
Con, this is the book of Psalm chapter 68, verse 15. The hill of Yahweh is as the hill of Bashan, and the high hill as the hill of Bashan. Why leap ye high hills?
So, because we understand that hills and mountains represent governments.
That's right.
Right? So, so the scriptures say, what did it say? Why ye leap?
Why ye leap ye high hills?
Why you leap ye high hills, you other nations, man? Because right now, in this time that we're living in, you got Russia, China, America. You got various nations fighting for dominance, global dominance, rulership, right? These nations actually think that they're going to be in rulership forever, right? Read on.
This is the hill which Yahweh desired to dwell in.
This is the hill that Yahweh desired to dwell in. Go ahead.
God. And it said, yeah, Lord, we'll dwell in it forever.
And the Lord is going to dwell in it forever, which is the hill of Zion.
That's right.
The Israelites, right? That's the true government that's going to be established, the mountain that's going to reign over all the other nations forever, man.
Forever, ever.
Right? Give me that. Go back to that.
Did you want that Peter's in Matthew 19?
Yeah, hold that. Hold that. We're going to get that.
So Psalm 132, verse 13. For Yahweh hath chosen Zion. He hath desired it for his habitation.
He hath desired it for his habitation. Read on.
Verse 14. This is my rest forever.
This is my rest forever. Zion, Israel. Read on.
Here will I dwell, for I have desired it. I will abundantly bless her provisions. I will satisfy her poor with bread.
Right, you got to understand what we're getting ready to inherit, man.
Yep.
Right? We're getting ready to inherit the earth. All right? The people in it.
Yep. Everything.
Everything, the resources, the riches, man.
Yep.
Right? The kings of the nations, man. Yep. We're going to have it all, man.
Yep.
All of it's going to be given back to us because ultimately what? It was stolen from us in the first place.
We're going to have an abundance of wealth.
That's it.
That's what we're seeking.
Verse 15. It says, I will abundantly bless her provision. I will satisfy poor with bread. I will also clothe her priests with salvation.
And I will also clothe her priests with salvation. Read on.
And her saints will shout aloud for joy.
That's it. Read on.
There will I make the horn of David to bud.
There will I make the horn of David to bud. The horn represents what? Power. Right? Read on.
I have ordained a lamp for mine anointed. His enemies will I clothe with shame, but upon himself shall his crown flourish.
Beautiful. Now give me that Luke. Give me that. You was holding something out? Bring it out.
This
Whatever
is
you got.
Matthew chapter 19, verse 27. And then answered Peter, and he said to him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What will we have therefore? Yahweh shall say unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in a regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory.
In his second coming, in the establishment of the kingdom of heaven, those that have followed the Lord in the regeneration and the reincarnation, right? The prophets that you see teaching now. Read on.
God, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's the government, man. That's the righteous government. That's the house of David, man. Right? Now give me that word for regeneration, Bible Kushah. Let me see it once you pull it up. Okay? You should sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Right? So that word for That word for regeneration is Pelegenesia. It says new birth, reproduction, renewal,
New birth.
recreation, regeneration.
That goes back to reborn.
It says, hence renovation, regeneration, the production of a new life consecrated to the Most High. A radical change of mind for the better.
Ooh, renewed.
Right? A restitution of all things.
He brought you back to remembrance.
You see?
Yep.
Acts the 3rd chapter. You're talking about a new heaven and a new earth. Right? A radical change of mind for the better. The word is often used to denote the restoration of a thing to its pristine state.
To restore.
You got to understand when the righteous government is put back in its proper order, proper place,
Yep.
the earth is going to go back to its pristine state, man.
Hey, give me.
We're talking about the Garden of Eden, man.
Isaiah 1 and 26.
We talk about paradise, man. Right? It says, the word is often used to denote the restoration of a thing to its pristine state. It says, its renovation as a renewal or restoration of life after death. You have something, I'm going to read on some more, but go ahead, bring you up.
God, this is Isaiah 1 and 26. And I will restore thy judges as at the first.
Ooh, the Lord said, I will restore thy judges as the first. Right? We're talking about back in Genesis, the creation, man. The Alahayim.
Yep.
Right? Because when you look up that word Alahayim, it goes back to what? Judges. The powers, the angels, man. Those were the spirits that were with Yahweh Shai from the beginning of time.
Yep.
Basically, the true family.
The true lineage. The blood.
You know?
The firstborn.
Yeah.
The firstborn.
Yep.
Read on.
Says, and thy counselors as that. Read it from the top again, actually. This is Isaiah 1 and 26. I will restore thy judges as at the first.
Right. I will restore thy judges. That's the first. Read on.
And thy counselors as at the beginning.
And thy counselors as from the beginning anymore.
It says, afterward thou shalt be called the city of righteousness.
Woo.
The faithful city.
Right. Afterwards thou shalt be called the city of righteousness. That's pertaining to the people.
Yep.
Right? That's that name is going to be reestablished in the earth as us being the sons of God, man.
That's it. That's what the Lord gave us the law, statutes, commandments for, man, to set us apart from the nations.
That's
man.
it.
When you read in the book of Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, man.
That's heavy. Back into that definition of regeneration, it says the renovation of the earth after the deluge. It says the point, definition D. It says the renewal of the world to take place after its destruction by fire.
Man.
Showing you that,
That's
hey,
heavy, yeah.
that's showing you that the second death got to happen in
Yes.
order for what? The ushering in of the kingdom of heaven.
Yes.
This world got to get destroyed.
Yes, it has to, man. It has to be cleansed.
It got to be cleansed. It says the signal and glorious change of all things in heaven and earth for the better. The restoration of the primal and perfect condition of things which existed before the fall of our first parents.
Man.
So the earth is going to go back to that paradise,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
To the Garden of Eden, man.
Yep. The righteous state.
It tells you that in what was it the 2nd Ezra, the 8th chapter, that what? That paradise is prepared for you.
Yep.
The tree of life is planted, so on and so forth.
Yep.
You know? Because, hey, ultimately what? The elect are going to have the full knowledge too.
Yep.
You see? Of everything. Right?
That's coming back.
It says the perfect condition of things which existed before the fall of our first parents, which the Jews look for in connection with the advent of the Messiah, which Christians, which are Israelites expected in connection with the visible return of Yahweh Shai from heaven.
Is that not
Man.
lining up with the book of Acts 1 and 6? He said, well, now will you restore the kingdom to Israel? Did he not ask Yahweh Shai that? That's what they was asking. That's showing you that the Israelites always were looking for the restoration of the kingdom, man.
That's it.
That's what we're seeking for now. We right back in the book of Acts again, man.
Yeah, that's happening.
Waiting on the kingdom of heaven to be established.
Matter of fact, give me that real quick. Go to Acts the 3rd chapter, because we were just speaking about the renovation of the earth earth going back to its primal condition before the fall of our first parents.
Yep.
Paradise, man. That's the kingdom.
Yep.
Right? Acts the 3rd chapter, start at verse 19 and read down the point.
Acts chapter 3 and verse 19. Repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out,
That's right.
when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord.
Right, when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord, man. The Lord is about to refresh. Like you hit the tab on the laptop.
Yeah.
You refresh.
It's
You started over again.
Yep.
Right? He's about to refresh the planet Earth. Right? Read on.
And he shall send Yahweh Hamashiach, which before was preached unto you, whom the heavens must receive until the times of restitution of all things.
Right, into the heavens, because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai went back into the spirit world to sit on the right hand of the Father until it was time for him to come back on earth and set up his kingdom.
So all things be fulfilled.
Yeah, that's it. Read that again.
Whom the heavens must receive until the...
All right, we back in there. All right, let me see.
Got another charger.
All right, I got one too. All right, plug this in real quick. We're gonna bring it back. Salakia had some technical difficulties. Bear with us 1 second. We're gonna bring it back. What was we holding?
Acts 3. Go back to 19. Read over 19.
Read that again. Read that last verse again for me.
Acts chapter 3 and verse 19.
That's right. Yep, bring it on.
Repent ye therefore, and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out,
That's right.
when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord.
We're in the times of refreshing, man.
Yep.
Read on.
And he shall send Yahweh Hamashiach, which before was preached unto you, whom the heavens must receive until the times of...
The vision, the gap, right? The Lord said he was going to close up the breaches thereof, man. That's why you see the northern and southern kingdom coming back together. Judah and Ephraim,
Yep.
right? Coming back together.
Yep.
The house of David. Read on.
And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old.
And I will build it as the days of old. That's the righteous government. Right? Any more?
That was it.
All
I
right.
got one for you.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 15, and verse 16. Book of Acts 15 and 16.
Because what you're seeing, the rebuilding is what? The spiritual tabernacle.
Yep.
That's the third temple ultimately. Right? Read on.
God, book of Acts, chapter 15, verse 16. After this, I will return and build up again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build it again, the ruins thereof, and I will set it up, that the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon which my name is called, said the Lord, who do all these things.
That's it.
Showing you that even amongst the house of David, the Bayaf that would die, you're gonna have the nation, the 144,000 looking like the heathen nations, but their father lineage goes back to Israel, man.
Yep.
It's all about the lineage, because you even go into King David's father Jesse. His mother was what? His mother
Moab, right?
Well, Moab, yeah. So come on, it's all about your father's lineage, man. It's not that mixed race as Esau tried to push into society. It's about who your father is, man.
Yep.
So Isaiah chapter 11, starting in verse 11.
Because Boaz was what? The kingsman redeemer.
Yep.
Right?
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time.
Acts 3 and 19. You want to start back at Acts 3 and 19?
No, we good.
Where's we at?
We were
Usually Isaiah.
yeah.
Bring that precept back.
Give me
down.
bring out the Amos 9 and 11.
And then we'll jump. You want me to bring the precepts back on behind that again?
Yeah, because I wanted to get Isaiah 58 to add on to that Amos 9 and 11. Matter of fact, let me read this real quick. All right, Salakia too, man. We're just having shit, there's devices and shit. But yeah, let me get this. I'm gonna read this real quick. This is Zechariah. This is Zechariah 2 and 12, and it reads. It says, "And the Lord, Yahweh Shimei Shai, shall inherit Judah, his portion in the Holy Land, and shall choose Jerusalem again. Be silent, O all flesh, before the Lord, Yahweh Shimei Shai, for he is raised up out of his holy habitation." Man, so the point is that the Lord is raising up the tribes again.
Yep.
Right, the house of David, man. Right?
You got that Amos?
Yeah. Go ahead, read that again.
Amos 9. Where you want me to start at?
11.
In verse 11, it says, "In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old." Verse 12, "That they may possess the remnant of Edom
Yep.
and all of the heathen, which are called by my name, saith Yahweh that doeth this."
Right. So we're going to possess the nations, man. Pursuing the Psalms, the 2nd chapter, man. Therefore, all you kings, you judges, you kings of the earth. You see? What you holding out? God.
So Acts chapter 15, verse 16. "After this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down. And I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up, that the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith the Lord, who doeth all these things."
That's it. No, that's it. But that's basically going back to the point we were saying that your lineage goes back to your father. The Gentiles he's speaking on is the Israelites that were scattered amongst the other nations, the heathen nations, that great diaspora, man.
Yep.
You read that in the book of Ezekiel 36 and 19, how the Lord scattered us amongst all these nations, man.
God. Yep. Give me Isaiah 58, real quick.
Let me start out.
It started at 10 and read down to 12. 12 is the point.
Isaiah 58 and 10. And if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall thy light rise in obscurity,
Yep.
and thy darkness be as the noonday.
That's right. Go ahead.
Verse 11, "And Yahweh shall guide thee continually, and satisfy thy soul in drought,
Yep.
and make fat thy bones. And thou shalt be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water, whose water failed not."
Right. And through those waters is how those dry bones essentially came back to life. The Lord gave them that breath. All right. The raising of the Israelites, you know. He revived us. Matter of fact, hold Ezekiel 37. We'll go there too. Read on out.
Verse 12, "And they that shall be of thee shall build shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach."
The repair of the breach. We read in Amos 9 and 11 that he was going to restore the breaches, man. Right? The split between the tribes, the northern and southern kingdom. Right? He was going to rebuild the house of David. Read on.
It says, "The restorer of paths to Dylan."
There you go. Let me get that in the blue letter. I want to get that word for generations. Because it said that thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, right? Let me get that real quick.
Because that generation is speaking on, it's the house of Israel, man.
It says, period, generation, habitation, dwelling, right? Generation characterized by quality, condition, class of men.
Class of men. Who is that?
Dwelling place, habitation, it says. Straight to the point, right? Bear with me. Right? It says, an age, generation of men. It says, bear with me 1 second. There's a point I want to make, another point. Right? There's so much in there. Generation of anyone, another generation, right? Yeah, the point is the generation of men, right? The elect.
Yep.
You see that? Now from there, go to let's go to Ezekiel 37 and just speak about the raising up of those dry bones, right? You can start at the top.
So Ezekiel 37, verse 1.
Yep.
"The hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of dry bones,
Yep.
and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley,
Yep.
and lo, they were very dry."
They were very dry. Jake was dry, man. You dry because you lack the true living water.
You know, that nutrients.
You know? Read on.
And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
That's right.
And I answered, O Lord, Lord power, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord power unto these bones.
And that's why you see the men that you see on the highways and hedges all around the world, prophesying unto these bones. Read on.
Thus saith the Lord power unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live.
Ye shall live. Breath of life, man. The Lord causes to enter into us. How we stand upon.
And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin.
Right, which is going back to ultimately what? The knowledge, our nationality, our heritage, right? That's part of the sinews and the skin that he put back upon us. Read on.
And put breath in you, and ye shall live.
That's right.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord. So I prophesied as I was commanded. And as I prophesied, there was a noise. And behold, a shaking. And the bones came together, bone to his bone.
That's right.
And when I beheld...
And that was what? That shaking. Bone coming together, bone upon his bone. The awakening of Israel. The awakening of the tribes, you see? Right?
And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them.
Matter of fact, let me get a precept for the noise, right? This is a song, I got two of them, talking about that noise, and that noise is being heard all throughout the earth, right? This is Psalms 98, in verse 4, and it reads, Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all the earth, make a loud noise, and rejoice, and sing praise. So, hey, ultimately what? Israel waking up. That's that loud noise being heard. That that new song that's being sung, man. Right? I got another one. Right? Matthew 25. Let me get that real quick. Right? This is Matthew 25. In verse 6. Right? This is Matthew 25. I started with verse 4. Matthew 25, verse 4, red letter Yahweh Shai speaking, it says, But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps, right? Going back to those wise virgins that taught the word correctly.
No gal.
No gal. Verse 5, when the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept, right? Jake being in that dead state, slavery, losing their heritage, identity or whatnot, right? Verse 6 to the point, it says, at midnight, right? At midnight, there was a cry made. You see that? And what is that cry? The awakening of Israel. Going back to who? Abba Bivens, man. Elijah coming back, turning the hearts of the children back to the fathers, man. So that cry was made, man. Right? At midnight, going back into what? The third day? Right? It says, and at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. You see that? So hey, that's what we're telling our people now that we're what? We standing back upon our feet, all right, through the breath, with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and we're preparing Israel for the coming of Yahweh Shai, man. Right?
It's Baruch chapter 5 and verse 5. Arise, O Jerusalem, and stand on high, and look about toward the east. And behold, thy children gather from the west unto the east, by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the remembrance of the Most High. And that's the bones being brought back together, man. You know, we're rising up, and we're coming back into our true heritage, man, our true nationality, and ultimately we're praising Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 6, verse 2. After 2 days he will revive us, and the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight.
Hey, we in the third day. Right? In the third day, he shall raise us up. Hey, 3 days and a half.
I got that right here.
You know? Read a little bit more, or read that again.
Con, this is Hosea chapter 6, verse 2. After 2 days he will revive us, and the third day he will raise us up. And we shall live in his sight.
And we shall live in his sight. Read on.
Con, verse 3. Then shall we know, if we follow on to know the Lord, his going forth to prepare us the morning, and he shall come unto us as a rain, as a latter end, former rain unto the earth.
Right. Like the Lord said in Deuteronomy 32.
32 and 2.
He said that whether his knowledge shall drop as the rain, man.
That's not the do.
You know, this word is going out everywhere, man, which contributes to what? The growth.
Yep, that's right.
All right, Jake springing up.
Yep.
The Lord said what? He was going to pour water on the dry ground.
Yep. Isaiah 44.
You know, going into the offspring of the elect that you see today. Right? You got it out.
God, this is Revelation
We go back to Ezekiel 37.
11 and 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them.
After 3 days and a half.
Yep.
He said he was going to raise us up on the third day.
Yep. That's what you're saying. He's setting in order. He's setting us up. He's setting us in order, man.
Come on, man.
It says, and they stood upon their feet.
And they stood upon their feet. You seeing Israelites everywhere.
Yep.
Right?
Hey, Isaiah 19 and 19, then altars
Yep.
set in the midst of Egypt.
He said he'd be a terror unto Egypt.
Yep.
Judah would be a terror unto Egypt, ultimately going back to the prophets.
Yep.
Read on.
It says, and great fear fell upon them which saw
There
them.
you go, man. Great fear is upon our enemies, man.
Yep.
Right?
This is why they're coming up with this so-called misinformation.
God, now, my brother.
I'm sorry, Jake. This is why they're coming up with this so-called buzzwords of misinformation to get us off the highways and hedges, to get us off the internet, man. Because they know that this word it will cripple their fourth and industrial age, man.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay. That's it on that.
All right, back to Ezekiel 37.
So Ezekiel 37, verse 8. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them,
Yep.
and the skin covered them above.
And the skin covered them above, right? We have the knowledge, man. We have the knowledge of who we are. Read on.
But there was no breath in them.
Right, because certain groups, and that's the key. You have certain groups that know the Israelites,
Yep.
right? You know that the Messiah and the Heavenly Father are melanated, dark-skinned powers.
Yep.
But that's really as far as it goes.
We call them entry-level Israelites.
Yeah.
That's it. They let you know who you are on the sign, but as far as breaking down the meat of the scriptures and get to the depths of things, they're not going to do
They're not
that.
giving you the whole road.
Nah.
And that's what the Lord is saying here. Read that again.
And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them.
But there was no breath in them. There was no depth to them. No depth to them. Right? It don't go beyond, the Israelites being so-called blacks. Right? Latinos, Native Americans, even for those that teach that. You got certain jakes that teach all Israel is all black people.
Yep.
Right? But essentially it don't go nowhere beyond that. That's meaning they lack the breath.
Yep.
Right? They don't have the full knowledge. Read on.
Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live.
Breathe upon these slain, right? Jakes that were in a dead state,
Yep.
right? Breathe upon these slain that they may live, man. Right? From the four corners, you got Jake all around the earth, man. Read on.
So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came unto them, and they lived.
And they lived.
Yep.
Going into who? The elect.
Yeah. You should live in his sight.
They should live in his sight. And they lived, read on.
And they stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
Ooh, it's an exceeding great army, man. Going back to what we went into earlier, before the cameras started getting cut off, getting into what? The house of David, man.
Yeah, I know what that.
All right, that true government.
Yep.
These are the men that are standing up upon their feet, teaching you the truth, that are on one accord, man.
Yep.
That are giving you the whole truth, the whole doctrine.
Whole road.
Right, giving them the whole road.
Yep.
Read on.
Then said he unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts.
Right, that's what they say. We lost the heritage. The Lord ain't with us no more.
Yep.
Right? Read on.
Therefore, prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves.
I will open your graves. You see that?
Yep.
That's what happened. The Lord opened those graves, man, meaning he brought us out of that dead state.
Yep.
This ain't talking about no Michael Jackson Thriller video shit, man.
Nah, ain't nothing
This is talking about us being spiritually dead and coming back to our rightful minds, man.
Can I back you up real quick?
Right? You got it now.
This is Revelation 11 and verse 8. And it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt.
That's America.
Where also our Lord was crucified. Backing
Right.
up the brother's point, man. Because, hey, Jake is in that dead state. They do not know who they are.
Right.
Like when you go in the book of Proverbs 21 and 16. Hey, bring it up. Bring it up.
This is Proverbs 21 and 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
And you see that amongst our people, man. They wander out of the way of understanding. You read in the book of Proverbs 4 and 7, it said, wisdom is a principal thing. With all thy getting, get understanding. So Jake wanders out of the way of understanding. This is why they still getting their ass slain out here in these streets, man. Because they're in that dead state.
That's it. Because, hey, Jake was raised out of them graves in America.
Yep.
And through America, that's how the knowledge was pushed out.
Pushed out through Abba Bibbins and what you see now, through our apostles and elders and Akim on down, man.
Man, it's heavy, man.
Yeah, this is a spiritual warfare, man.
This is John chapter 6 and verse 43. Yahweh therefore answered and said unto them, murmur not among yourselves. No man can come to me except the Father which hath sent me draw him in, and I will raise him up at the last day.
Woo! That's
Man.
So
heavy.
that's that breath, man.
Yep.
The Lord is putting that breath in his elect men. But like I said, murmur you not, man, because those men who don't have the breath are among themselves those murmurers, man, those scoffers. And so now we understand that, you know, the 2/3 and these other false prophets, they're all those dry bones that didn't receive the breath.
Right.
But the elect that the Lord had from the beginning of time, they're the men who received that breath, and like I said,
Standing upon their feet.
yeah, they're getting raised up in these last days, man.
That's it. Go back to that Ezekiel 37.
It's, Ezekiel 37 and 12. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come out of your graves,
That's right.
and bring you into the land of Israel.
That's right.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord, which I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves.
Right, because Jake was spiritually dead, man.
Yep, through.
How are we spiritually dead? Because we didn't know who we are, or who we are pertaining to the sons of God, man.
Yeah, lost.
We were lost.
That's why Yahweh Shah said, go into the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right.
If you're lost, that means you don't know who you are, who your people are, who's your lineage, and who's your power, man.
Right, and you don't have the wisdom of the Lord.
Yep.
So therefore, you remain in the congregation of the dead.
That's right.
So we were spiritually raised out them graves.
Yeah.
Read on.
Verse 14. And shall put my spirit in you.
Woo, and shall put my spirit in you.
Yes.
This is a spiritual thing.
Yes.
Read on.
And ye shall live,
And ye shall live. Read on.
and I shall place you in your own land.
Yep, read on.
Then shall ye know that I, the Lord, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord.
That's how we know that the Lord's behind all this.
Yeah.
Right?
This is his movie.
This Hebrew Israelite phenomenon that's plaguing the planet, this is the Lord behind it, man.
Yeah, hey, let's get real quick. Give me Isaiah 46:10. This is the
Come on.
Lord's movie, man.
That's it.
The Lord is saying, I should perform it, man. This is the Lord's prophecies taking place, which is what? The spirit of Yahweh Shah is the spirit of prophecy,
Right.
man.
See, we were blessed to have that understanding versus
Yes.
the world. They can't get it.
Nah.
The spirit of truth from the world cannot receive.
Yes.
They can't understand this, man. They look at this thing as something carnal, man.
Yeah, the natural man receive not the things of the spirit.
This is just another nigga movement to the scoffers and demons out there that don't believe.
Yeah.
They don't actually see the spirituality behind it, man.
Yep.
Right? This is prophecy being fulfilled.
But everything we're speaking on has been manifest before their eyes.
Come on, man.
That's why you know this is it's a blessing to truly have this truth. Man.
Exactly.
Because everything that we've been speaking on is manifesting, man. It's happening, man.
That's it.
You can't debunk what we're saying because it's manifesting, man.
Exactly.
Can you bring that out? We'll jump back to the other.
Yep.
But this is Isaiah 46 and 10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that were not yet done.
God declaring the end from the beginning in ancient times, things not yet done. It was declared from the beginning that Yahweh Shah would be in position of rulership and rule over the nation of Israel, and King David would sit in his righteous throne, man. In a 12 in the house of David on down, man.
That's right.
From the beginning, man.
Yep.
Keep going.
Saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
So this is the pleasure of Yahweh Bashim al-Shah to usher in these prophecies, man.
That's it.
To raise in the tabernacles of David,
Man.
to take Esau, Edom kingdom down. All these things were spoken from the beginning, man.
This is
But
heavy.
we have to play these things out. The fall of Babylon the Great, that was spoken from the beginning how this place would go down, man. Now you're seeing the plagues of Egypt as before, man. Just as when you read in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, 11th verse, man. Egypt being plagued as before, and as this place gets plagued, that by Yahweh, the house of David has been risen up, man.
Yep. What you're gonna get back into as this chapter is gonna get into. Right? You got it out.
So Ezekiel 37 and 15. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions.
Right, now that Hebrew word for stick in this verse is itazah, which means wood, stick, or plank.
Yep.
So all you clowns out there that say the 12 tribe sign is false, the 12 tribe sign is biblical, man.
Yeah, it's prophecy.
This is the stick. And it said what? Write upon it for Judah
Yep.
and for his companions Ephraim.
Yep.
See, this is why we have all the 12 tribes on here, man.
Yep.
You see that?
Yep.
The sign is biblical, man.
Yep.
Right.
Right? It's right there in the scriptures. Read it one more time, man.
Yep.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 16. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick
One stick, the sign, man. This is why we have the sign. Read on.
and write upon it for Judah
Yep.
and for the children of Israel, his companions.
Exactly.
Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions.
Yeah, that's why you got all 12 tribes on the stick, on the sign.
God. And that's heavy as in itself, because as a nation, this is the only time that the nation of Israel didn't know who they was, man. Because
God.
you go through the accounts of the biblical accounts in history, the Israelites always knew who they was. This is the only time in history that the Negro, Latino, Native Americans don't know that they're Israelites, man. This is the only time, man. We're calling ourselves all these bywords and heathen names that was given to us, but this is the only time that took place. This is why it says in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, to write the stick, man.
Yeah.
Why would you have to write the stick in the ancient world? Because they already knew who they was.
Right.
They knew who their forefathers was, man.
Right.
They knew who their lineage was. But this is the only time, man.
Because these dry bones,
Yep.
right? These dry bones, these Israelites that were in a dead state of mind, all right, that were over here in the midst of what? The valley of the dry bones,
Yeah.
which is America,
Yeah.
Babylon.
Yep.
This is the captivity where we didn't know who we were or who we are,
Yep.
right? So it makes sense.
It makes perfectly sense, man. You actually have to have spiritual eyes and spiritual ears to actually understand that, man.
That's it.
To them, it says, "Why speaketh thou in them in parables, man?" That's a parable 2/3, man. They can't get it, man.
Gone.
But to us, it's plain, man.
Got it. Go ahead.
Just going into how the elder was saying, all tribes were over here in the valley of dry bones, man.
Yep.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33.
Sorry.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. So we've been refused our nationalities, man, from these heathen, man, because they know who we are. But they work, they accomplish the diligent search to keep it from us, man, because they know our true power, once we come back to it, that's the end of their kingdom and their rulership, man.
And we are the hidden ones when you read Psalms 83.
Yep.
Right? The reason why we are the hidden ones because the nations conspired to hide our identity from us, man.
Yep.
Right?
Hey, yep. The scriptures speak on. Damn, it left my head that quick, man. Jump back.
So Ezekiel 37 and 16. And join them one to another unto one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand.
Give me Jeremiah 3 and 18. Because remember, the tribe split.
Yep.
When you read first Kings, the 12th chapter. Right? So as we read in Amos 9 and 11, the Lord is closing them breaches thereof, man. Bringing the tribes back together. Prophecy. Right?
This is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 18. In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I was given for inheritance unto their fathers.
Woo! You see that? Judah and Israel will walk together out of the land of the north.
Yep.
Babylon, America, man.
North America.
Come on.
Yep.
This is what's happening. Right? That was it. Go back.
God, that was heavy. Yep.
Ezekiel 37:18. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these?
Right. That's why when Jake come up, you know, hey, you see yourself on the sign, brother?
Yeah, we just had a brother do
You know what I'm saying? And they ask you, what does this mean?
Yep.
They inquire and you break it down to them.
Yeah.
This is prophecy, man.
Yeah, like we said for the camera split, we just had a Jake do it. He said, well, I'm a Jamaican. Brother, you on the sign. You're so-called West Indians, man. You're a tribe of Benjamin. That's what the sign's for. Because the sign, because you know, Jake, they have to see it.
Visual.
They're visual. They have to see it, man. They have to see this sign right here. That's why the Lord brought forth this sign, man.
Right. So the very essence of what we're doing right now is right here in the scriptures, what we reading.
Yep.
Right? Read that again, Ak.
Ezekiel 37:18. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these?
Right.
Say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand.
And make them one stick, and they shall be one in my hand, man. That's why you got all 12 tribes on the sign.
Yeah.
Right? Read on.
And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand for that before their eyes.
That's right.
And say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among all the heathen.
Woo! I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen.
Yep.
Right? Going back to them Gentiles, man.
Yep.
Right? It tells you that in Tobit 13 in verse 3, that the Lord has scattered us amongst the Gentiles.
Yep. He said Israel should be in the midst of the heathen.
Come on, man. Read on.
Whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land.
There you go. And we approaching that time, man.
Yep.
He's going to gather up the elect and put them back in the land of Israel, man. Read on.
And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all.
And one king shall be king to them all, which is King David.
Yep.
Who's going to be back in his rightful position on the throne, as we were going into earlier. Right? Read on.
And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
Right. Amos 9 and 11.
Yep.
The Lord closed the breaches. We would no longer be divided into two nations anymore, but one nation. Read on.
Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power.
Right, and the cleansing starts with by the washing of the word, man. Because what do you got going on right now? You got Jake waking up and dropping the idols, coming out of the churches, man, coming out of these different philosophies, man. Right? No longer remembering the ways of wickedness, right? But coming back into Yahweh Shai through this wisdom.
I got one for you.
Right?
This is the book of Psalms 119, verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed unto according to thy word, man.
That's right.
This is how you get cleansed up, man.
Sure.
Getting cleansed up through, stop following these false guys, following at the ways of these heathen, man, and coming back and serving your true power, which is the God of Israel, man. Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right. That's right.
Got a precept.
Young
This is,
concubines, too. Wow.
This is Baruch 2 and 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
There you go.
Hey, so right here in America, man, we're remembering ourselves through this chart right here, 12 tribes chart. Hey, that's how we're starting to remember, come back to our nationality. You know, the so-called blacks, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
That's right.
Verse 31, it says, and they shall know that I am Yahweh, their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. That's what we're doing right now, man. Praising the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Upon our power.
That's
Right.
it. That's right. Go ahead, read some more. Huh?
So Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 24. And David, my servant, shall be king over them,
Woo! Go ahead.
and they shall all have one shepherd.
And that one shepherd is Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
They shall also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them.
Right. Give me Hosea 3 and 5. Right. And then give me Jeremiah 30 and 9, and I got one too. Right.
You got Hosea?
You got Hosea.
Let me read this real quick. This is Jeremiah 23 and 5. Right. And it reads, Jeremiah 23 and 5, it says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper." And that king is Yahushua, that righteous branch, Yahushua, man. "And shall execute judgment and justice in the earth."
Yep.
Verse 6, "In his days shall Judah be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely.
Yep.
And this is his name, whereby he is called, shall be called the Lord our righteousness," which is Yahweh Tazadak Noah,
Yep.
right, in the Hebrew, which is Yahweh our righteousness, pertaining to Yahweh Shai, man.
Yep.
Right? You got it out. What you at?
Got Hosea?
Yep.
So Hosea 3 and 5. "Afterward shall the children of Israel return and seek Yahweh their power,
Yep.
and David their king,
And David their king. Go ahead.
and shall fear Yahweh and his goodness in the latter days."
In the latter days, and that's talking about right now, man.
Yep.
Right? Which we believe, all right, King Masha, right, King David, right, is going to be raised up. Right? That's our faith. That's what we believe, man. And ultimately, as we would get into, King David is going to rightfully sit back on the throne, man.
Gone.
You see that? You had something out? You was holding one?
Jeremiah 30.
Yeah, give me that real quick.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 9. "But they shall serve the Lord their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them."
Yeah, there you go. So he's going to be raised back up.
Yep.
This is what we believe, man. Because ultimately, as we were going into the beginning of the lesson, right, that righteous government, man, right, the true family line is going to be established, man,
Yep.
right, in the world to come, right, real quick. So let's talk about that. Let's go to whole Revelation 21, right? Yeah, whole Revelation 21. Let's read there, and hold Jeremiah chapter 3 and read verse 17, right? Hold that on deck.
Gone.
I got one.
Jeremiah
Oh, Fly, go ahead.
Yeah, just backing them up real quick. This is Hebrews 13 and 14. "For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come."
Come.
Hey, just backing up what the brother said, man.
Hey, that's the kingdom of heaven.
Give him to heaven, man.
Right, get that in Revelation 21. Hold where you at. Hold where you at.
I got that Revelation.
You got
Oh,
Revelation?
you'll read that? Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, where at?
Start at the top.
Okay, this is Revelation 21 and 1. "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away."
Right, what is the first heaven and the first earth? This is Esau's realm, Esau's rule. Right? The first heaven and the first earth shall pass away. How is that going to happen? By destruction. Right? Thermonuclear destruction. Read on.
"And there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem,
New Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Right? Go ahead.
coming down from the Most High, from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband."
Right. That's the elect. Right? With those new bodies, man, coming out of those chariots. Right? Read on.
Verse 3, "And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men."
Right, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men. The kingdom of heaven starts with the Lord's men.
That's right.
Gone.
The kingdom of heaven shall be in you, as the Lord said, man.
Yep.
Read on.
"And he will dwell with them. And they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power."
Right, quick precept before you read on. This is Ezekiel 37, right? This is Ezekiel 37, okay? And verse Salaki, Ezekiel 34, right? This is Ezekiel 34 and verse 31, and it reads, it says, "And ye my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am the Lord your power, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai." So the flock of his pasture are men, right? Dealing with that governing body, right? Read on out.
Verse 4. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes,
That's right.
and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
For the former things are passed away. And we talking about this current world we in, man.
Yep.
This thing is about to pass away,
It's about to be over with.
right? And after that passing away is what? The reestablishment of the government, man. The house of David.
Yeah.
The true rulership, man. Right? Read on.
Verse 5. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new.
See that? We was going into that earlier.
Refreshing.
The refreshing, the restitution of all things. Yahweh Shai said, Behold, I make all things new. We're talking about a new heaven and a new earth, man. A new government, a new rulership. Read on.
And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful.
There you go. Now give me Jeremiah 3:17.
This is Jeremiah 3:17. At that time, they shall call Jerusalem the throne of Yahweh.
Woo!
Yep.
And all the nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of Yahweh, to Jerusalem.
Yep.
Neither shall they walk anymore after the imagination of their evil heart.
Right, because the law, statutes, commandments are going to be enacted in the earth, man.
Yeah.
These nations are going to have to learn our ways. Right, read that one more time for me, y'all.
Okay. This is Jeremiah 3:17. At that time, they shall call Jerusalem the throne of Yahweh.
Right, that's the elect, that's the governing body, man. The kings that are going to be sitting on the thrones, man. Ruling in righteousness. Read on.
And all the nations shall be gathered unto it,
And all the nations shall be gathered unto it. Read on.
to the name of Yahweh, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk anymore after the imagination of their evil heart.
Right, so that's the point, man. These nations are not going to walk, they're not going to walk after the imagination of their evil heart, because they're going to be ruled over with the law, statutes, commandments. That's what separates us from the rest of the nations. Like the scriptures say, that's what makes us a wise and understanding people.
Right.
Give me that real quick. Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter.
That should be our wisdom among the nations.
That's our wisdom among the nations. Deuteronomy 4, starting at 6 down to 8.
Yep, I'm right here.
Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom, your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Yeah, the law, statutes, commandments. This is what separates us from the rest of the world, man.
Yep.
Right? And that's going to be enacted back into the earth. Read on.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Yep.
For what nation there is so great, who have Yahweh so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him.
Right, you see that? So we're going to have that recognition again, man. The nations are going to regard us as that old, wise, and understanding people, man. Because the earth is going to be operating under the true ways of the Most High, man. The law, statutes, commandments, the righteous way. Right? You was wholesale, Mark? Go ahead.
It's 2 Samuel chapter 22.
Oh, Isaiah 2.
And I'll start in verse 43. Then did I beat them as small as the dust of the earth. I did stamp them as the mire of the street, and did spread them abroad. And that's going into how King David took over these heathen. But Yahweh Shai is coming to do even worse, man. He's going to be magnitude times worse than David was to these heathens, man. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of my people. Thou hast kept me to be head of the heathen. A people which I knew not shall serve me. Right. And
right.
you know, we don't know these other nations, man. So they're gonna be servants unto us, man.
That's right.
Verse 45. Strangers shall submit themselves unto me.
Yep.
As soon as they hear, they shall be obedient unto me.
Right. Hey, and that's heavy. That's King David, right?
Yep.
Hey, King David's going to be back on the throne. The elect going to be on thrones.
Yep.
They're going to be ruling, man. So, hey, this is going to happen again. You see that? Give me Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, start at the top.
Fine. This is Isaiah 2 and 1.
Because Israel is going to be what? That top government.
Yep.
That top mountain, right?
It says, the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days, that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
In the mountain of Yahweh's house. That's the nation of Israel. That's the kingdom of Israel, man. The top government shall be established over the rest of the other nations, man. Read on.
And shall be exalted above the hills.
It shall be exalted above the hills, the other nations. Read on.
And all nations shall flow unto it.
Right. And why are all nations going to flow into it? Because they're going to have to learn our ways, man. See that?
To learn the ways of the true power.
There you go. Read on.
Verse 3. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem.
Right, so the heathen nations are going to have to learn the law. Right? Is that happening right now with the 48ers in Israel?
No.
Are all nations being gathered up and going over to Israel to learn their ways?
Hell no.
Showing you that's another indicator that they ain't the people, man. This is what's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. Read on.
Verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares.
That's right.
And their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Right. So when the true Israelites are in power, right? When the house of David is back in its proper order, the nations are not going to learn of war anymore, man. Because first of all, we're going to be in our element, man.
Yep.
We're going to be a nation of kings and priests. We're going to be a nation of superhumans, man.
Yeah.
So it'd be pure foolishness. All right.
You mortals.
For them to wage war against us, man.
You mortals.
So they're gonna beat the swords into plowshares, man.
Yep.
You know, because these nations, they're gonna be our slaves, man.
Yep.
They're gonna be doing the agriculture, man. They're gonna be building up the kingdom, man, as the scriptures say.
Yep.
Right? Hold Micah 4 too. Let's get that.
I'm holding it. That's all I was holding.
Yep. Start at the top.
Start at 1. All right, this is Micah 4, verse 1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Yep.
It shall be exalted above the hills, and the people shall flow into it.
Yes, it tells you the same thing.
Yep.
Read on.
Come. Verse 2. Many nations shall come up and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the Lord, the power of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways.
That's it.
And we will walk in his paths, for the law shall go forth of Zion.
The law shall go forth of Zion. Go ahead.
And the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem.
Right. See, as we brought out earlier in that that Peter about the regeneration we were speaking about.
Matthew 19 and Matthew 19:27.
Yeah, Matthew 19:27. See, when the law goes forth, that's going to bring the earth back into what? Its pristine state.
Yep. Paradise.
It's going to bring the earth back to paradise. Things are going to get back into its proper order.
Yep.
Because why? The righteous are ruling. Yep. Remember, it talks about in Proverbs 29, when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, but when the righteous bear of authority, the people rejoice. And that's going to be literal, man. The Lord's creation, the people, the planet, and all that, man. They're going to rejoice because why? The righteous are back in its proper authority.
Yep.
You talk about full dominion and power, man. Ultimately, what? The keys of David, man.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So read on,
Look at chapter 4, verse 3. And he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off.
That's right.
And they shall beat their swords and plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Any more in there?
Come on, let me see. No, that's it.
That's it?
Come on.
All right. Now read down to like read down to like verse 8.
I had to read a little bit. But they shall sit every man under his vine, under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. For the mouth of the Lord of hosts has spoken it.
Right, so that's real. That's what you call true rest.
Yep.
Because true rest is not going to come until the kingdom of heaven is established.
True rest ain't no goddamn retirement plan with the AA. That ain't rest, bruh. That ain't rest.
Right.
That's you depending on the government.
Right.
True rest comes out of Yahweh Shah, the true power of the nation of Israel. Negro,
right.
Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics.
That's right.
Verse 5, Micah 4 and 5. For all people will walk, everyone in the name of his power, and we will walk in the name of the Lord, our power, forever and ever.
That's right. Keep on.
In that day, said the Lord, will I assemble, heard that halter, and when I would gather, heard that is driven out, and heard that I have afflicted.
Right, right. So the Lord's going to bring back the house of David, man. As we read earlier. He's going to bring Israel back together.
Yep. And that heard is talking about the nation of Israel, because he said he likened the nation of Israel as a common and delicate woman.
That's right.
Verse 7. And I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation.
Right. It said a remnant, man. So that shows you that it's not dealing with all of Israel, man. It's dealing with that small portion, the elect, the remnant. Right? And he said what? And her that was cast out, a strong nation.
Yep.
Right? Read on.
And the Lord shall reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth even forever.
Yep.
For thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion.
Right, who is the tower of the flock, the stronghold? That's going back to the prophets, man.
Yep.
The foundation, the pillars, so to speak.
Yep.
Right? Read on.
Unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion, the kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem.
Right, the first dominion, the first fruits, man.
Yep, the first fruits, man.
You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, what? The first resurrection, man.
Yep.
Right? Which, Lord willing, we are the men that's going to take part in that, man. Make it on the first go around, man.
Yep.
To be a part of what? The establishment of the kingdom of heaven from scratch, so to speak, man. Right? To be there to tell that story, man. Not to be reborn again, man. Right?
Yep.
Give me Isaiah 60. Start from the top. Isaiah 61, Salakia. Right?
Gone. This is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come.
61.
61, Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord power is upon me.
That's right.
Because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek.
Yep.
He has set me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives.
To proclaim liberty to the captives, man. Who are captives today. You tribes, man.
Yep.
You still in slavery this very day, man.
Yep.
Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, man. So this is the message. We're proclaiming liberty to the captives, man. We read in Jeremiah, 50 and 33, that basically Babylon has Judah and Israel in captivity.
They should be oppressed together.
And they should be oppressed together, and their captives refuse to let them go.
Because who makes up the majority of these prisons, man? The Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, man.
Right.
And out the prison system, they made hella money off us, man.
Right.
And the Lord ain't forgot about that, man. He ain't forgot about you, Esau.
I got a quick precept to add to that. It's Isaiah 40 and 1. And it reads, it says, comfort ye my people, saith your power. Verse 2, speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished. That's what we telling our people, man.
Yep.
All right? That your slavery, your time of captivity has been accomplished, man. You about to be freed, man. Right? Yahweh Shai is on his way back, man. The host of angels are here, man. See, this is what this government knows, man. They watching the chariots in heavens, man.
Yeah.
There's a reason why NASA cut the live feed, man.
Yep.
You see how big them chariots was, man?
Bigger than the earth.
Bigger than the earth, man. All on the live feed, bro. They know that our salvation is nearer than we believe, man.
Yeah. And these heathen, they fear that, man, because they know they done, man. These so-called white men, these Edomites, they know their ass is done.
It's done.
They know their slavery is at hand, man. That's why they trying to enjoy their little bit of their kingdom for this shit fall, man.
Right. It says that her welfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she have received of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai's hand, double for all her sins, man. You see that? But as it said, our welfare is accomplished, man.
Yep.
This is the time of the salvation of the elect. Right? Let's go back.
God. And to the liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prisons to them that are bound.
And the opening of the prisons to them that are bound. Right? This is speaking to Israel, man. Is that some abortion shit?
Yeah, man. I think is that? Well, my body, my choice. Come on, man.
See,
it's open.
that's the society, man. These people are bugged the hell out.
Through. They openly want to kill babies, man.
Right.
Come on, man. This shit has got to go, man. Let's keep going.
Let's read. Let's keep
Isaiah 61:2. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance, our power to comfort all that mourn.
Right. This is what we're declaring, man. The time of the vengeance of our power. Right? To comfort them all that mourn. Read on.
To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beautiful for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning.
Right. The Lord said to give them beautiful ashes. Right? The ashes will represent what? Us losing our heritage.
Yep.
Right? Going into slavery, captivity, genocide, being in poverty, oppression. Right? That's the ashes, man. Read that again.
God, it said to appoint to them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes.
To give us beautiful ashes. Read on.
The oil for joy for mourning.
The oil of joy for mourning. Go ahead.
The garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness.
And the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, man. That's all the hell that our people catch in this society, man. Right? Go ahead.
That they might be called trees of righteousness, that planting of the Lord that might be fulfilled,
Right.
glorified.
And that's the kingdom. Read on.
John, verse 4.
Talk loud.
And they which build the old wastes, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations.
And who's going to do that? The heathen.
Yeah.
The heathen nations are going to build up the kingdom, man.
Right. Just like we build up this kingdom, they're going to build up the kingdom of heaven, man.
Right. They should raise up the former desolations and repair the waste cities. Because ultimately, after this nuclear destruction, these heathen nations, starting with Esau, they're going to have to clean up the bodies.
Yep.
It talks about that in Ezekiel 39.
Yep.
Right? The continual employment, man.
Yep.
They're going to have to clean the earth up, man.
Yeah. Also, in Revelation 21, it speaks on how they're going to always be in a position of continually bringing us forth their wealth. Man.
Exactly. Read on.
Come on. Verse 5. Isaiah 21 and verse 5. Strangers
61.
Isaiah 61 verse 5. Strangers shall stand and feed your flocks.
Strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. What is that? That's the farming, the agriculture.
Yep.
Right? Esau and these heathen, they're going to be out there in the field.
Oh, they're going to get it in.
Right? Read on.
There'll be some Quasimodos out there.
That's right.
And the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen.
And the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen. Read on.
And your wine dressers.
And your vine dressers,
Vine dressers.
Go ahead.
But ye shall be named the prince of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of our power.
And ye shall be named the priests of the Lord. Are we not a nation of kings and priests?
Yep.
And you should be named priest of the Lord. And what else?
And men shall call you ministers of your power.
Right, there you go. Read on.
Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles.
You shall eat the riches of the Gentiles. What does that mean?
Yep.
Meaning that we're going to be above these heathen, man.
Yeah.
We're going to take their substance, man.
Yep.
All their riches, their women, their families, we're going to have them all, man.
That lines up with Deuteronomy 7 and 6, man.
There you go.
And their glory shall be boast yourselves.
And in their glory, you shall boast yourself. Because not only are we going to be above them, we're going to be talking shit to them.
Oh, we're going to get it in. Just like Esau do on these days. Think how he's above us. Oh, we're above you goddamn niggers.
Right.
We gonna, Jake got that salt when it come to goddamn bragging. We gonna put it in that day. We're gonna let you know that we're the prince of the power, man.
Right.
We're gonna let you know that you're an Edomite and you beneath us, man.
Go ahead.
So 2 Samuel chapter 22 verse 38. I have pursued mine enemies and destroyed them, and turned not again until I had consumed them. And I have consumed them and wounded them that they could not arise. Yea, they are fallen under my feet.
That's right. Woo, man.
Going into how we're going to have these heathen in the subjection, man. And that consume means us taking all their natural resources, all their wealth and riches, and ultimately themselves, man. Their families, their women and children.
Yeah,
man.
we about to inherit people, man.
Yep.
Give me, to add on to what you brought out, give me Isaiah 60.
Yep.
And give me verses 10 all the way down to 14, just to make that point.
Yep.
Right?
Hey, shalom, bro.
Hey, shalom.
60 and 10.
Yeah, Isaiah 60 and 10 down to 14, just to make that point.
So Isaiah 60 verse 10.
As it is written, go ahead.
And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. These heathen gonna build up our kingdom.
But I thought God came back to save everybody. I thought when he come back, everybody can be in the kingdom together. Read it again, man.
Isaiah 60 verse 10. And the sons of strangers
The heathens, the heathen nations, keep going.
shall build up thy walls.
That's to represent the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
That's what they're gonna be building up the walls and building up the kingdom of heaven, man.
And that's continual work.
Yep.
Right? It ain't gonna be no job shortages in the kingdom.
Nah, ain't gonna be no unemployment lines.
Right.
Nah.
Everybody gonna get work.
Ain't gonna be no EBT,
Right.
none of that shit.
Right, none of that.
You're gonna be working, boy.
Read on.
And their kings shall minister unto thee.
Yup.
For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
And this is the favor and mercy that the Lord is gonna have upon the elect. Read on.
Yep.
Therefore, thy gates shall be open continually.
Yeah,
Yep.
the kingdom of heaven is never gonna close.
Nope.
Right?
Won't be no food shortage in the
Right,
kingdom of
none of
heaven
that.
either.
Right.
Nope.
Read on.
They shall not be shut day nor night,
That's right.
that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
That's all your substance, man.
Yep.
That the forces of the Gentiles may be brought. Your wealth,
Yep.
you,
Your daughters,
your daughters, your family.
your flock.
We gonna inherit everything, man.
Yeah, but it's righteous, man, because Esau did it to us.
That's it.
The so-called white man did it to us.
We was
man.
the gifts.
We was the gifts. We was the goddamn postcards. You goddamn after your little church meetings, you want to go pick a nigga, all that. Guess what? That's coming back to you, Esau. The Lord ain't forgot what you devils done, man. You ain't gonna get away with this, man.
That's right.
How the hell you think you gonna reap the benefits of enslaving the Israelites and then be in the kingdom of heaven?
Right,
That's
right.
dumb as hell, man.
Right,
That's
right.
how you know the Lord said, you heathen, what was it, Psalms 2?
Yeah.
The heathen in vain.
Yeah.
That's a
Why did
vain.
the heathen rage?
Why do the heathen rage? And you
Imagine
really
a vain
and
thing.
imagine a vain thing. You actually think you're gonna be joint heirs with the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven? You dumb as hell, man.
God.
Why would you get to reap the benefits now and then be in the kingdom of heaven reaping the benefits? That don't make no damn sense,
like
man.
the parable between Lazarus and the rich man.
yeah.
Hey, the rich man was complaining because ultimately the hell that he was catching was hot.
Yeah.
He told him to bring me some water so he could
The
cool his tongue, which that symbolizes the hell he gonna catch.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead, Doc.
It's Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 16. Verse 18. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright. And who's the wicked, man? Job 9 and 24, man. Malachi 1 and 4.
Yep.
You know, the so-called white man is the wicked that the world has been under subjection to all this time, man.
That's it.
Yep.
And they're going to be a ransom unto the righteous. Lord, will we be that righteous seed, man? It's going to be a ransom to us, man. Their whole substance is going to be given unto us.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Esau's done, man.
Finish that out and go back to Isaiah 61. You was holding something?
Yeah.
All right.
Get it?
Yeah, go ahead, Doc.
This is Isaiah 14 and 1. It says, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel
Yep.
and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Yeah, the strangers representing the Israelite foreigners.
Right.
Right? You got other Israelites that are waking up and being joined unto us through the knowledge, man. Read on.
It says, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Yeah, they should cleave to the house of Jacob. Read on.
Verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
That's right.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and
For
handmaids.
servants and handmaids. Go ahead.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
And they shall rule over their oppressors, man. Right? We're going to rule over our oppressors, man. That's the balance of the Lord, man.
Yep.
See that? So you're going to be servants and handmaids, man. You're going to be slaves. Slavery is in the scripture, man.
Yeah.
Why you think the so-called white man twisted the scriptures during the time of slavery and put it on you and put you in captivity, man?
Yeah.
You got to understand. So they know.
And they knew our slavery was biblical, man.
Exactly.
You watch that movie, Alice. The movie starts off and he's reading about Jacob basically being in subjection to the heathen, man. They know that our slavery was biblical, and they know that their slavery is biblical too. They know they going into slavery, man.
Yep.
Esau know this world, his world is finished, man.
That's it. That's it.
That's why they're scared. That's why they had that project Looking Glass.
Yep.
You know, and they found out that all the outcomes they do,
Every word.
all the outcomes they try to figure out, it all comes back to one ultimate destiny.
Yep.
Was them going into captivity.
Yep.
Yep.
That's right. You can't change the future.
Nope.
Right? So go back to that.
Back in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
Yep.
They shall not be shut day nor night.
That's right.
That men shall bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
Yep.
And that their kings may be brought.
That their king, man, we gonna have the kings of the world, the nations, man.
Yep.
Right? We gonna have them in slavery.
Slavery, man.
Read on.
For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
Woo!
Yea, those nations shall be utterly
See,
wasted.
hey, you don't want to get down, you're gonna lay down, man.
You're gonna die.
What do Yahweh Shai say? Those that don't want me to reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me, man. That 300 spirit, man. I always quote that movie. It's going back to the ancient way.
But I thought Jesus was all love. I thought Jesus was all love, brother.
You know?
Nah, man. When you in the call Jesus, Yahweh Shai, he's a man of war.
Sure.
He's an austere man. He ain't playing around with you goddamn heathens, man.
Verse 13. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary.
Ooh, to beautify,
Yep.
that's how you know the kingdom of heaven is going to be out of this world, man.
It's gonna be.
To beautify the place of my sanctuary. Go ahead.
And I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee.
Man.
And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet.
All right.
And they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
Hey, that's rulership.
Yep.
The nations are going to bow down, man.
Yep, they're gonna kiss the ring.
They're going to kiss the ring. Right? Go back to that Isaiah 61. Let me get this precept real quick. Isaiah 49 and 22 and 23. It said, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles and set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and their daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders. The point. Verse 23, and kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth,
Yep.
and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. You see that?
Yep.
That's what's coming, man.
And that's spiritual. I watched that movie Northman last night. As soon as the king returned, all his servants, as soon as he came up in the kingdom, they knew to have their heads down. And then when he walked up, they kissed the ring. That's coming back, man.
God.
That's coming to Israel, man.
God. That's power, man.
That's power, man.
You know, this ain't no joke. This
Nah.
is the truth.
And they know
Right.
that's our, that comes from us, man.
God.
They know that's our lineage that they out there portraying,
God.
man.
Jake gonna be styling the profile,
Oh, yeah,
man.
man.
Right? Let's finish that out.
Isaiah 61 and what?
6 and read on down to the end of the chapter.
Fine. Isaiah 61 and 6. But ye shall be named the priests of Yahweh.
Right?
Men shall call you the ministers of the Most High. Of our power. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
Hey, you gotta understand, we're gonna be trillionaires in the kingdom, man.
Oh, man.
Right? We're gonna be truly liquidated. All right. Right? We're gonna be on a level far beyond
This
the
bullshit.
heathen in this world, man.
Yeah.
Right? When the Lord told you in Deuteronomy 7 and 6 that you was a special people and that you was above all the other nations, the Lord gonna show us exactly what he mean by that, man.
Yep. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You talking about high status, you talk about maximum status, bro.
Yeah, Jake,
Right? You can't even imagine that, man.
Jake get excited getting the Benz and shit.
Come on, man.
Imagine your own kingdom that eyes can't see. You
Come on,
can't
man.
even see how far out your kingdom
Right.
is, man.
You're gonna be a god, man.
Yeah, you gonna man,
You're gonna be a god on the earth
man,
with an extraterrestrial body,
man.
right? That's what's coming to the elect, man.
Yep.
Read on, now.
Verse 7. For your shame ye shall have double.
For your shame, ye shall have double. You see, hey, this is the love of the Lord, man. This is the everlasting mercies of the Lord, man. Here it is. We went through hell and back, right? But the reward, man, it's just going to overshadow the hell that we went through. It's just going to be like a dream in the night, man. You know. You read on. You have something?
Kind of real quick, he said ain't shame, right? This is Zephaniah 3:19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that is what is halted, and gather her out of driven out, and I will give her praise and fame in every land where they was put to shame.
There you go.
Come on, man.
Praise and fame in every land where we was put to shame.
Yeah.
That shows you that what? That recognition is going to be reestablished back in the earth, man.
Oh, it's coming.
All nations are going to know who we are, man, and they're going to respect us.
Yep.
Right?
It's going to be stories on it.
Come on, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 7. For your shame ye shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion.
That's right.
Therefore, in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them.
Everlasting joy, man. We just read in Revelation 21 that there ain't going to be no more sorrow, no more crying, no more death, man.
I'm going to wipe away all tears.
Right? Imagine a world like that, man.
Yep.
Right? Go ahead.
Verse 8. For I, Yahweh, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offering. I will direct their work in truth. I will make an everlasting covenant with them.
Right, an everlasting covenant, and we're going to be under the second covenant in the kingdom of heaven, man.
Yep.
All right, we're going to be in those new perfected bodies. The Lord's going to take away that stony heart and give us a heart of flesh. Right, we're going to be perfected, man. Right? The laws, statute, commandments are going to be inside of us, man. We're never going to sin anymore, man.
Yep.
We're never going to go off again. And that's how death is going to be defeated.
Yep. Yep.
We're going to be immortal.
Yep. Like it says, oh death, where's thy sting?
There you go.
Verse 9. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles. Go ahead.
Yep.
And their offspring among the people.
That's it. Go ahead.
All that see them shall acknowledge them.
All that see them shall acknowledge them, man.
Yep.
All right, you talking about respect on a whole nother level.
Yep.
Right? Because remember, we're going to be gods of the earth.
We don't need no equality in that day.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to be gods of the planet Earth. We're going to be back in our proper status.
Yep. Yep.
You see? So all nations they're going to bow down, man.
Yep.
You see that? Read on.
It says, all that see them shall acknowledge them. They that are the seed which Yahweh hath blessed.
They are the seed which Yahweh Shem Yahushua have blessed. The nation's going to know that.
Yep.
Read on.
Verse 10. I will greatly rejoice in Yahweh. My soul shall be joyful in my power. For he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation. He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness.
Woo. Go ahead.
As a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorn herself with her jewels.
Man, we're going to be drippy, man.
Yep.
Remember, Israel is that calmly delicate woman, man.
Yep.
Right? So we're going to be we're going to flourish, man. We're going to be in our element, man. Right? Read on.
Verse 11. For as the earth bringeth forth her bud, and as the garden causes the things that are sown into it to spring forth, so the Most High Yahweh will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth before all the nations.
There you go, man. The Lord's going to cause that righteousness to spring forth to all the nations, man. The world is going to go back, all right, to its original state.
Yep.
Right? Give me that in 2nd Ezra 8, where it talks about paradise is planted, the tree of life. You know, I think it's like 2nd Ezra 8, 52. Let me see. I believe it's 2nd Ezra 8.
Front of you is paradise open.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Start at 52
Yep.
and read down to 54 is the point.
2nd Ezra 8 and 52. For unto you is paradise open.
Right, unto you, Israel, the elect, paradise is open. Read on.
The tree of life is planted.
The tree of life is planted because we're going to have the full knowledge of everything, man.
Yep.
Right, read on.
The time is come. The time to come is
The
prepared.
time to come, as we've been prophesying out here, is prepared. The kingdom of heaven is prepared for you. Read on.
Plenteous is made ready.
Plenteous. We gonna have abundance, man.
Abundance.
It ain't gonna be no shortages in the kingdom.
Nah.
We ain't gonna run out of shit.
Nah, we're gonna have everything we want, man.
Right. Everything we could ever imagine and more, man. Right? The Lord said you're gonna receive double. What's double to the Lord?
Man, I can't.
Come on, man. You talk about the Most High,
Yep.
right? Read on that.
It says, plenteous is made ready.
Plenteous is made ready. Go ahead.
A city is builded.
A city is building. What? It's the kingdom, right? We have no continuum city, but we seek one to come. Read on.
And rest is allowed.
And rest is allowed. Hebrews the 4th chapter. Labor that you be able to enter into that rest.
Man, I got one behind you.
Read on.
Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom.
Go ahead.
The root of evil is sealed up from you.
That's right.
Weakness and the moth is hid from you. And corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten.
And corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten, man. Hey, once the missiles come down, once the Lord send the missiles down, that's the end of corruption. That's the end of deceit.
Yep.
That's the end of wickedness, man.
Yep.
It's going to flee to hell to be forgotten, man. That's it.
It's over.
Do you talk about eternal righteousness?
Peace.
Forever. Right? Read on.
It says, verse 54, sorrows are past,
Sorrows are past. Go ahead.
and in the end is showed the treasure of immortality.
And in the end, it shows the treasure of immortality, man. You talk about living forever, man. Being as the Most High.
Mortality.
We gonna, and like it tells you, we gonna see the Lord, and we're gonna be like the Lord, and we shall see Him for who He is.
Yeah.
We're gonna be able to stand in His presence,
Man.
in the presence of Yahweh Shai and the Heavenly Father, man.
That's a blessing.
How mighty is that,
Yes.
right?
That's
What you had, Doc?
real quick. Oh, you have something? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 11. But the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace.
Man.
That's what's coming, man. And it says the meek. The meek are the ones you see on the highways and hedges, man.
They shall inherit the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah. They should inherit the earth. Everything,
Exactly.
everything that we've been seeking for, we're gonna inherit it, man.
Come on, man.
Like the elders have been going into, man. We're gonna have abundance of everything that we always wanted, man. And more and things we didn't know we desired.
Exactly.
Come on, that's coming, man. And it said abundance of peace. We're gonna actually get rest. We're gonna actually get to rest, man. And that's what we seeking, man.
Yeah, these niggas that Esau got propped up, the celebrities and all of that, these niggas ain't living, man.
Oh, they plagued.
You know, these niggas ain't really living. Despite how much wealth they may have and the so-called fame and status, that ain't shit, man.
Nah, because they don't actually get to enjoy it, man.
Right.
They have to do wicked acts just to keep that, man.
And they had to sell their soul.
They had to sell their soul, man.
So ultimately what? They received their consolation
Yep.
because in the end, they're going to die anyway.
Yep.
And the scriptures talk about in that same chapter, Matthew 19, at the end of it, what does it say? That the first shall be last?
And the last
Read
shall be
that.
first.
You have something, I'll bring it out.
Just laying backing off what the brothers were saying about how, you know, we're going to be given abundance, man, and eternal abundance. So it's Ecclesiastes 18 and verse 9. The number of a man's days at most are 100 years. So on this side, the most you can hope for is 100 years of living, man. Verse 10. As a drop of water unto the sea, and a gravel stone in comparison of the sand, so are 1,000 years to the days of eternity. So the whole sand of a beach, one piece of sand, is equivalent to 1,000 years in eternity, man. So we can't even fathom the amount of abundance that the Lord has prepared for us, man.
God. You talking about other galaxies, you talking about other planets, right? You talking about all these things, man. Right? Got something?
Yeah, I got a quick one. This is Daniel 12 and 2. You know, going into how these celebrities, man, they got their consolation on this side. It says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. You know, so they're gonna come back in the kingdom, but they're gonna have that shame forever, man.
God.
They're gonna realize that they messed up on this side, man.
God.
The time that it really matters, which is now.
That's it. That's right. That's it. You got anything? All right, that's it. You got anything up? Okay, hey, look. And we pray that this camp was edifying. All right? As you see, you know, we got a split going on in the camp. We got brothers teaching over on the other side, and then we got our thing over here. That's how we're going to be moving forward in the times to come. And sometimes we'll bring it together as well. But that's how we're moving forward, to let brothers eat, you know what I'm saying? Let brothers get out there and teach what they know.
That's right.
But hey, we pray that this lesson was edifying. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who taught us his truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, the rulers to come.
That's right.
All right? Hey, pray this lesson was edifying. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.